triggered it. And the second was a planned drill, because they had announced it, and then I used my tape recorder to record it. Can't find the tape. Well, after 2 years, I finally found it. When I found this recorder at our class reunion or school reunion, or I won it at an auction. Mom found some tapes, and we found it. So anyway, this is on the campus of the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota, as I mentioned in that picture video. And this is in Grace Hall, which is actually a women's dorm. But when we were using it for this job skills transition program, in like 94 and 95, we were using it as a co-ed dorm. So as you can hear, there's girls and boys. The program was basically kind of getting us used to having a job, as you could probably guess. So I actually worked at the McDonald's in Golden Valley. I'll tell you a little more about that at the end of the video. So anyway, it had a 2001 system, and it had 9833s and a 9840 or 9845. So here's a plan of the building, main level. It's just from memory, not to scale or anything. And here's where the alarms are. I forgot to show the panel. But if you see the side of the building here, I'll show you the side. There's where the alarms are. The 9840 and then the panel. So anyway, there was 2 times when it went off. The first time was, again, as I mentioned in the photo video, when a girl allegedly caught her sleeve in the pull station and pulled it 4151 or 4251 T-bars, whatever they are. But I'm not sure about that because I tried it with mine and I couldn't get it to go in. Of course, women's shirts and blouses might have a thinner material than what us men have, so, or the handle might have been out a little bit, and that allowed her shirt / blouse to pull it. So anyway, and then after that was the planned fire drill. So when they said that, I went up to the room I had and grabbed my tape recorder, brought it back down, and I also had my Yamaha DD7 drum machine that we were playing around with. So the recording will start, and you're going to hear them playing with my drum machine, and then the alarms are going to go off. Now you notice that there's alarms on both ends in both rooms, but when you listen to the recording, you notice it's very soft. That's because neither horn was working. The strobes were, but the horns weren't. I think they knew about it. So anyway, here's the recording. I'm going to be editing down this first one because I take the recorder and leave it near the 9840, and they leave that going for a couple minutes before silencing it. So I'll just let you hear it for a few seconds, then cut to when they reset. So here we go.
Here we go. I'm even pulling it down there for you now. Just be real slow down. Just want to dance with you.
Okay, what are you working on?
Speed up.
I didn't do it this time.
Okay, Chastity. Yeah.
I've got it all on tape, too.
So there you go. Now that first horn you heard, the lower pitched one, this one, that's actually the 9833 by the stairway there. I forgot to mention all the 9833s are on 2903 strobe plates, exactly like the one that you saw in my video way back when. One of the very first ones on my channel, in fact. And then the 9840 is on the 4903 9101 plate, or was at least when I was there. They might have gotten an upgrade since then. But anyway, you might have heard a couple of kids saying what sounded like, "I didn't sign up." It's actually, "I didn't sign out." Because you were supposed to sign out when you left the building and sign back in when you re-entered. Now that weird th you heard after they yelled "fire drill," you might recognize that voice because yes, that was me. Not sure why I did that. Probably because I was so excited for the alarms to sound. But as you've heard from all my videos since when the alarms sound, I have never really made that sound since. Probably never will again. Also, after they silence the alarms and the panel's piezo stops, you probably heard running footsteps. This. Followed by people saying, "Where were ya?" Sadly, the poor guy, right as they were about to go off, he had to take a you-know-what. So instead of trying to suck back in, he decided to let nature take its course, and then came out right at the end. Now, next up is the full unedited recording with several minutes of the 9840 blaring away. Are you ready? You better be, because here we go.
Here we go. I'm even pulling it down there for you now. Just be real slow down. Just want to dance with you.
Okay, so what are you
We're
working
inside, we're
at?
speed up.
Okay. I've never seen one of those before. I didn't do it this time.
Okay, you did pretty good. And as a reward, we're going to take you to Valley Fair on Saturday. You don't have to pay any money. We're going to go too. How's it going?
Now we gotta wait because I don't know if we can go back on. I don't know.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah. I've got it all on tape, too.
So are your ears shredded yet? Don't worry, I won't play the recordings again. But anyway, you might have heard him say Valley Fair. That's actually an amusement park in the cities, if you're not from the Minnesota area. Sadly, that's the last time I've ever been there. I love roller coasters, so I'd love to go there again, and of course other amusement parks, but as you all know, I can't drive. Yeah, I'd like to go to like Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Cedar Point, Worlds of Fun, Disney World, Disneyland, some of the Knott's locations. I have been to Kings Island and Worlds of Fun though, because when my sister lived in Ohio, we went there a couple times, and then my Aunt Marlene, I've mentioned, she lived in Kansas City, so we went to Worlds of Fun a couple times, and my sister Jess was in gymnastics, and they had nationals there once. But going back to this, we had a lot of fun. One night we went to see Dave. It was a movie with Sigourney Weaver in it about a fake doppelganger present. However, I looked it up. It's from 1993. So maybe this was 93 after all, and not 95, like I thought. Who knows? Or maybe they were just kind of showing it again. But anyway, another time we went to the Mall of America, and then, as you heard, that one weekend we went to Valley Fair. I were doing some work outside in the hallway. Anyway, also, one of the guys that was attending, he actually had a guitar with the wah pedal, and I finally found out how that works. This type of sound. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And now whenever I hear that wah guitar sound, I think about him. He doesn't even know that though, but yeah, I do. So now on the McDonald's, several of us were there for 2 weeks on the breakfast shift. So, we were making pancakes and hash browns and the McMuffins and stuff. Speaking of McMuffins, we were using the warmer for the McMuffins, And, there's a timer that's supposed to go off when everything's done. But there was one time where it didn't. We had set it and everything, but it didn't beep. So then smoke started pouring out of the machine. So we yanked the tray out. A couple of the muffins were ruined, but hey, what can you do? And the employees were, sympathetic with us. And then I had a scary incident happen. I was down in the freezer, and I imagine this has happened to you guys. Any of you who have worked at a grocery store or a restaurant. Well, anyway, I was down in the freezer getting, I think it was hash browns. All of a sudden, the lights turned off. I'm like, hey, I'm in here! Someone's in here! I tried to feel my way back to the door. Luckily, I had my Timex Ironman Indiglo watch. That was one of the very first ones I ever made, if I remember right. So that helped me. So I opened the door and flipped the switch, and then got whatever I needed and brought it back up. So that's it. Sorry there wasn't really much to see. If I could find those alarm pictures, that'd be nice. And if I do, I'll do an updated video with those pictures too. But until then, if that happens, thanks for watching.